What's up, superhumans? It's Coach Clay here. I am typically on my feet all the time and not just being lazy, but actually going through a seated series of mobility for anyone who's experiencing issues or difficulties after long duration traveling, like train rides, plane rides, cross-country road trips, whatever it may be, when you're in the car, or even maybe it's seated at the office for long periods of time and you can't get up. You're limited on your movement options. This is what this video is for, especially if you're experiencing pain, discomfort, tightness, stiffness, soreness, whatever it may be for 1, 2, 3 days, maybe a week afterwards. So, granted, I have a pretty good movement box right now. When you're on a plane or in a car, your movement box is definitely shortens, which is contributing to some of these issues. What we want to do is just take advantage of what we can get from the seated position. So if, for whatever reason, I demonstrate something that you don't quite have the opportunity to do due to range of motion, or there's an object or whatever it is, do the best you can, work with what we got. So for right now, we are going to start working our way from the bottom all the way back up to the top. So start with some sensory. The brain works first with sensation and then movement. That's how brain feeding patterns work. Sensory before movement. So we're just going to wake your body up, take a moment, just kind of rub some things out around the ankle, around the feet, step the feet around too, ankles to feet, back up to the knees, through the quads, try to reach underneath, get the hamstrings a little bit, adductors on the inside, move to the stomach and the obliques. Lean forward, get the low back if you can, get some sensation in, cross the chest, under the arms and the axial joint, transitioning into the shoulders now. All in all, we're gonna move through this mobility work and sensory work, not just feeding muscles, not just feeding joints and tendons, but anyone who is staying on top of current information, moving up into the scalp now with your sensation work. We know that the nervous system is responsible for firing off jaw, little clicks. We know that the nervous system is responsible for firing off motor neurons. Those are responsible for contracting muscles. So ultimately, any muscle contraction is being controlled by the nervous system, and we know the nervous system is fed by the brain. So if we can get information to the brain better, we can actually get movement out through the muscles to improve there. Should be feeling pretty good after that. Take about a minute and a half to do that. No problem. First things first, we're gonna work on the feet. I'm gonna show you with shoes on, because chances are you're traveling with shoes on, but I'm gonna take the shoes off so you can see what my feet are doing inside the shoes. Extend the foot out, best you can. Remember, if there's a chair or something in front of you, just put the foot where you can, and we're gonna work on large rotations, clockwise for about 5, counterclockwise in the next direction. You can do both feet at the same time, one foot at a time, however you'd like. Circular, rotational, complex movements are gonna be your friend for these joints that we go through. Like I said, I'm gonna take the shoe off. So the next movement, spreading the toes best we can, gripping tight with the toes, pushing forward and then pulling back, opening the toes up, spreading the toes wide while we point the foot, closing tight, pulling back, open, point, close, pull. These are called foot waves or toe waves. We're gonna do the same thing. Though my feet are in the shoe, I can still work this motion best I can. If you start to get a little bit of a cramp underneath the foot, just shake it out, pause, switch feet, come back to it later. A little bit of a shake, a little bit of a shake, we're good to go. As far as the knees go, fingers in the center, right on the kneecap, go out to the side. I'm just gonna work extending and bringing that foot back. A little bit of palpation on the sides of the knees, forward and back. Two primary nerves that run on the lateral and medial side of that knee. Next thing, from the center, go out to the side. A little bit of palpation while we go through this movement. If you have the space available, when that leg is out in front, I'm going to take from the knee down, large circle. So this would be a bottom half knee circle. Again, I understand some of you might not have the room to do this, but this could be a small motion as well. Going from here, moving up to the hips. All right, so if we need to scoot out away from the seat, do so. We want to try to get the hips to rock forward and back best we can. It's a very small motion. So almost imagine that I'm sitting on one of those exercise balls, and I'm going to try to roll that ball forward by tucking the hips, rocking the pelvis up and in, and then rocking back. So I'm going to rock forward, rock back, like I'm trying to take that ball underneath me and rock that ball forward and back as well. Hands stay on the hips for this one. Next, I'm just going to essentially lift as if I'm trying to reach for a wallet underneath my back pocket here. And I'm going to lift and then let it relax. Next side, lift, let it relax, lift, let it relax. Your feet should stay grounded. So I'm trying to get the obliques now, feeling a good crunch to the obliques. We're going to play connect the dots. I'm going to go from the side to the front to the other side to the back. So lift, tilt, lift, tilt, lift, tilt, lift, tilt. Essentially stir the pot, reverse. Now you can imagine that you're sitting on the ball, trying to get that ball to roll. Hands stay on the hips. It'll give your brain an idea of what I'm trying to pay attention to through the hips. All right, to the stomach. All right, we got some cool drills here. Some lateral gliding. I'm going to, as if I'm trying to slide off to the left and slide to the right. For some of you, it might be easier if I have the elbows out or the arms out and I'm reaching for one area, reaching for the others. Notice that if my arms are shorter, I'm not tilting side to side. We're not doing that yet. That's still to come. I'm gliding laterally from side to side, but staying in my seat, feet are staying flat. So after my lateral glides, I'm going to work on some belly breathing in through the nose. Really force that air out. Big inhale through the nose. On this next exhale, now I'm going to take that lateral tilt like a little teapot. It's bending to the side, exhale. Big inhale. Bend to the opposite side. Exhale. Big inhale. So we got our lateral bends. Now I'm going to take a forward and back roll. Tuck the chin, roll forward. This area should feel like a big stretch. Occipital lobe through the cervical spine all the way down to the lower lumbar. Now I'm going to reverse this. Head comes up, shoulders come back. Again, where your range of motion is at, be slow with this one, especially with the neck. And we might have an object behind us, so be aware. Don't throw your head back. Be smart, be slow with this extension in the back. And I'm trying to now get the chest as if I had the zipper going up towards the ceiling. Pushing the chest up. Lumbar, torso, stomach stays still. Tuck the chin, rolling forward. Play connect the dots. We want side to side, front and back. Exhale, inhale. Barrel roll as if I was seated in a barrel, trying to get the ribs to roll around that edge. Next rotation around. Perhaps you're watching this video before you go on your trip, before you go maybe in a plane, and you're wondering, wow, people are going to be staring at me like I'm crazy. Would you rather have that or the pain of not being able to move correctly for the next week? I would take a stranger's odd thought process of what I'm doing that I'm never going to know about, nor am I ever going to see them or hear about it. Doesn't matter to me. I would take that over the chronic discomfort, either in my knees, hips, low back, shoulders, wherever it is you feel this pain. Get your movement in. Don't sacrifice it just because it looks silly, all right? We went from the ribs. Now we're going to move up into the shoulders and neck. Arms straight. Big rotations through those shoulders as best we can. Called camshafts. We keep them locked out. You can go in any direction, up, down, out to the side, however it is. Granted your space. Next, if you do have the space, I'm going to take those arms through some rotations, clockwise and counterclockwise. It's about 6 seconds worth, and each drill is a good signal to the brain to get started. Maybe you need more, maybe you need less. Got to start somewhere, right? Those are our shoulders. We're now going to move to the neck. We are rotation, side to side. head up and down. Remember, move at a speed that is controllable and comfortable for you. Ear tilts like I'm holding a phone, side to side. Couple reps in. Chicken neck, everyone's favorite. Push it forward, pull it back. Push it forward, pull it back. Posture's nice and tall. Just getting that neck movement only. And next is lateral glides. So you can use a guide if you need to. Hands here. Beautiful pictures. All right, but I'm gonna glide, get my chin as close to my wrist as I can. Lateral glides through the neck to get that mobility. Notice not tilting off side to side. So, next good. Let's move on to the elbows. Then we're gonna end with the hands, finish with some breathing. And I'm gonna show you when you're off the plane or out of the car, a couple quick little drills to do also to kind of reset the vestibular system as well as your spine. So, almost done. We go to elbows. Remember, watch for your room and your environment around you. If someone's on the plane next to you and they're asleep, try not to slap them in the face. We got some elbow circles to do. Arm extended, palm up. I'm gonna take my thumb to my ear and push away, locking that arm out tight. Palm is up, thumb back behind the ear, push. So creating some upper rotation. Now I'm going towards the chin, palm down, extend, extend, and extend. Switch arms from this side, palm up to the ear, palm up to the ear, palm up to the ear, palm down to the chin. Trying to close the gap in the shoulder and wrist as best we can. Always being conscious of the breathing, trying to get as much diaphragm, belly breathing as we can through the nose. Wrists, a couple wrist rolls here. The wrists are coming up, out, down, in. My knuckles are essentially staying in the same place. From here, not doing, if I extend my hand, much easier to see. Not trying to swirl my hands around, but get the wrists to move around. Here. Palms open, let's get the fingers working. Fingers closed, knuckles down, knuckles up, fingers open, rotate. If this one is a challenge for you because of the sequencing, it's a little complex, whatever it may be, lead with the pinkies, rotate, pinkies down, knuckles up, pinkies rotate, pinkies rotate. That's challenging, that at least go to single digit finger circles. Super sensitive area, lots of nerve endings in the hand. They need to have a lot of nerve endings to make sure we're not grabbing something that's prickly, sharp, hot, ice cold. We need to have a lot of sensation in the fingers, so there are a lot of nerve endings in the fingers. There's a lot of joints in the fingers and the hands and the feet. They feed the brain so much information. The more information and sensation we can get, the body can dictate movement better. It's just how the nervous system works. So trying to upregulate and get some sensation into the hands. Open, close, about 20 seconds worth. Start to feel a little burn there in the forearms, it's great. Shake it out. Big belly breathing. Long exhale. Shake it out. So almost everything. We got skin, we got joints, we got muscles, we got breathing, diaphragm work as well. Next, we're gonna work on the eyes, okay? So, lock that thumb out in front of you, bring the thumb as close as you can. These are called pencil push-ups. Keep the thumb in clear vision, no double vision, nothing blurred. It should go right between the eyes. I'm not going down to my nose at all. About 4 reps there. Keep that thumb locked out, switch arms. Now I'm gonna work my head. Eyes are locked on the target here. Head up, head down, head up, head down. Eyes lateral, it's called vestibular ocular reflex. The visual system is responsible for about 60% of the stimulus that's going on in the brain. So if we can get some better stimulus, some clear stimulus, deliver it into the brain, we can get a big output. So now crisscross, so small angles. Eyebrow to the shoulder, nose up and over the shoulder. So I'm getting a little bit of rotation. Eyes stay locked on that target, opposite direction. Next, head still, your target moves, take that thumb to the left, take it back to center. Take the thumb up, take it back to center. Smooth pursuits. You should be able to chase this with no problem, just moving the eyes. Get my lateral positions as well, up, down, left, right, diagonal, diagonal. Last little bit, 2 thumbs. Peripheral vision, right? Pretty important, especially when we're driving. 1 to the left, 1 to the right. My eyes are going to snap back and forth. I'm going to count to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Shake it out. You can repeat that as many times as you like. I would also recommend repeating it as often as you can, especially if you're seated for multiple hours. If we could try to repeat this in a dream world once every 20 minutes, that would be fantastic. It's probably not going to happen. If you could just repeat it once, that's more success than you've ever had. Chances are you've never done this before. So when you're done and you're out, step off to the side, stretch it out a little bit, little bounce through the system, get that vestibular system woken up again, get the soft tissue in the stomach to move again. We're going to take some rotational work. I'm just going to move this off to the side so we can move around a little better. So, feet planted shoulder width apart, I'm upright, I'm standing, I'm going to take my big breath of air. Oxygen in, brain's ready. So start again, back at the feet, wake the body up, sensation one more time. One leg down, one leg up, torso, front to back, shoulders and arms to the neck, to the head. We got our shake out, we're good. Torso, rotation, nice little Tai Chi movement, all right? Arms rotate, bodies relax, making contact with the body. You can take a visual target, keep the head locked. If you tend to get dizzy, so eyes locked, let the body nice and loose and relaxed. I got those. Now I'm going to do what's called an hourglass, where my shoulders are going to go to the right, my hips are going to go to the left. Everything's going to be opposing in that motion, creating somewhat of an hourglass shape. This helps get the hips open and the low back. Lots of fascia tissue going from the hips to the shoulders. So both directions here. Once you have both rotations in, hips are good, spine's good, sensory system's good through the skin. Last little bit, we're going to end with some ankle work, a little more eye work. You can watch that foot, ankle tilts to the outside, ankle tilts to the inside, toe pulls in both positions, toe pull, ankle tilts to the outside, ankle tilts to the inside. You can pick that leg up, a little bit of shake the legs out, you want some blood flow back in, loosen some things up. All right, last little bit. Enjoy your day. All right, we'll be with your seated mobility, standing mobility, what to do when you're on those long duration traveling, whether it's in the car, on the plane, also once you get back out, what to do as well, okay? If you have any questions, you need any help with anything, let me know. Also, give me some feedback, let me know how this helps for you, and we'll see you on the next video. Thank you very much, everybody. Keep moving forward.